This holiday season, we all wish for hope and healing. Children and families who spend their holidays at the hospital deserve a reason to believe in first steps, in giggles, high fives, and hugs. For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided world-class care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to help patients and healthcare heroes this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday. That's childrensnational.org/holiday.
While traveling, it's usually best to pack light. When it comes to money, carrying some cash and having an alternative like Zelle is a great idea. Zelle's an easy way to send and receive money with people you trust. At any U.S. bank, it's already in thousands of different banking apps, and it's money straight into your bank account in minutes fast. Look for Zelle in your banking app today. Safe travels.
Put that long day behind you. Good times lie ahead. With company worth keeping, that'll bash a smile in your head. Come on in, the door's open, you'll find just the finest folks here. Pull up a chair, grab a drink, and lend our stories your ear. Cause we're the talk the tavern. Here you're always welcome. The talk the tavern. Promising beer and bedlam. The talk the tavern. Music, medicine, then some. The talk the tavern. The song's over. Here we come.
Welcome to the tavern. We'll get to the topic and discussion in just a moment. Just want to let everybody know this is an adult show with adult topics, adult humor, and in other words, we drink, we smoke, we swear, and we laugh at things we probably shouldn't, but we do it together. For those listening to the podcast, we record the podcast on our live stream at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk and have a live interactive chat audience. You might hear the sound of the bell, and that means I want to interrupt somebody to read a question or comment. For those on the live stream, we won't read off everything you put in chat, but we'll try to get to the most relevant or the most amusing, but hopefully some combination of the both. Now, while we introduce ourselves, go ahead and let us know what your vices are tonight. But welcome to the tavern, appreciate that. And while we're waiting for everybody to post their vices, I will say I am Travis I. Sivart, author of little renown, but you can find all my books at bit.ly/Travis Books, bit.ly/Travis Books. Check it out, we've got a couple new books coming up soon. Now, my vices are Jameson's Cask-Made Stout, and then a nice olive wood pipe from South Africa with some Cornell and Deal Dark Cherry Cavendish in it. Or if you watch The Watch, Dark Cherry Cavendish. Andrea, care to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Andrea Lachat here, and I'm just Cherry. I love Cherry from The Watch.
Mm-hmm.
I have tea that I made myself. I brewed myself this afternoon. That's my vice. How about you, Ed?
Hey, folks. My vices right now is these little square cheesy things because I love cheese. And whatever I pull out of the cooler over here, I'm not sure what's in there yet. But
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Alcohol.
Okay, you let us know when you pull something out. And, hold on.
It's probably Bold Rock.
I got a cat blocking the keyboard as I pull up the random quote. By the way, tonight's topic is pizza party. We'll be getting to that in a moment. And the quote from Cogsley is, "A goal is not always meant to be reached. It often serves simply as something to aim at." Bruce Lee. And
Here.
Let's see. Do we have a personal quote? Andrew, you got something?
I got nothing.
There
That's
we go.
what she said.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Gary, welcome back. What's everybody's vices tonight? And we're gonna... Ed, you got a quote? Or a quote, a toast?
Nope. Pizza. Eat it.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's to deliciousness and what you love to put in your mouth, even if it's not pizza. Yeah. Okay, so pizza party, basically, this is a good, down-home, basic conversation about a million different things. First of all, let's go and open it up with the big controversy. Pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
Ed, The podcast can't hear that.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, so Andrea, why yes?
I like it. I like cooked pineapple. And with lots of cheese. Oh, it's so good. I don't really care for like how people have ham and pineapple pizza. I don't really care for the ham. But I like the pineapple on it.
See, that's why I hit pineapple instead of ham and pineapple. Because, yeah, we know people like to put pineapple glaze on ham. But we're talking about pizza. So, Ed, you say no. Why no?
Because I'm a meat eater, so I like my meat pizza. And I don't want no sweetness messing up the saucy flavor of the meat.
And Gary says, yes, got first introduced to this in California and still do it. Here's what I'm going to say. I love sweet and I love savory. Very rarely do I want the two together. And I realize pineapple is a little tart, so it's not quite all sweet. But I love pineapple. I just don't want it on my pizza. I think pineapple does not go very well with tomato sauce. I just don't think the two blend well. They oppose each other, like sweet and sour that some people love, but I like my sweet and sour separated. Andrea?
I don't like when they put the pineapple under the cheese. Because then, yeah, it's too close to the sauce, but you put it on top of the cheese so it gets that little bit of crispiness. That's the best.
So what I'm hearing is you're not saying the pineapple enhances the pizza, you just like cooked pineapple.
Well, I like it with the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
It does enhance the pizza.
Okay.
I'm very particular with how I want it layered.
I think that's fair. So, how many of us have ever been to Chuck E. Cheese? What do you get, Ed? What are you giggling about? Pineapple bull wreck. That's what he just pulled out of the cooler for anybody wondering. What? Wait, what? Anybody here ever been to Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
Nope.
Ed, you ever been to a Dave & Buster's?
Nope.
Okay.
We need to change that.
Well, yes and no. It's Chuck E. Cheese, for anybody that doesn't know what it is, and I believe most or all of them have shut down now with the pandemic. So, Chuck E. Cheese is a great concept with one flaw. Now, the concept is, here's a bunch of video games, here's some pizza, and they do have beer and soda and other things. The one flaw being, they built the shit for kids instead of for adults. Now, Dave & Buster's is kind of like an adult version, but they have a lot more than pizza on the menu. They really have a broad bar food type menu. Pretty decent.
And a bar, not just beer.
That's true. What'd you say, Ed?
You said they had a broad on the menu. What's her name?
Pineapple. Ed, have you ever tried pineapple Ciroc?
No.
Ciroc is a liqueur out there.
Right.
That's spelled C-I-R-O-C, if I'm not mistaken. And, Ed's checking his shelves because he's like, did somebody bring some over and drop that off?
There's some on the bar.
Is it pineapple, mango, or what?
It's mango, yeah.
Mango, okay.
Mango.
And I have no idea what kind of... I've never tried it, but I have somebody I work with who just loves it. Like, oh...
Teresa loves it.
Does she? Okay. I might have to try just a sip of it next time I come over so I can see what that's like. And since it's... if we get the pineapple kind, I guess I could just splash it on my pizza and drink it like that. We'll make little pizza crust shot glasses and bake them, and then put a little tomato sauce in there, top it with cheese, and then a layer of Ciroc on top. I don't know.
Keep him away from the kitchen.
So with pizza parties, Ed, have you ever had a pizza party? Been to a pizza party?
Yeah, we had a pizza party a few years back. It was really, really cool. We bought a whole bunch of little, I guess they were about 9-inch pizza pans, and we made handmade dough, and we had all kinds of toppings. everybody just made their own pizza. It was a lot of fun.
That is kind of cool. It is kind of cool. Then I guess you just have rounds of popping them in the oven or individually time. You know, you just keep the oven heated and people have to individually time their own. You know, that is kind of cool. Do you guys remember from your childhood, did you ever make like bagel pizza as a kid?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Before bagel bites
pizza,
existed?
Toast pizza. Yeah.
Toast pizza. Andrew, what about you? I know you were like a poor-ass motherfucker, but you ever do stuff like this?
Yeah, you put tomato sauce on some bread?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
My parents weren't pizza eaters. They weren't going to buy that shit, so I had to be inventive if I wanted.
But it's still kind of great. Yeah, Andrew?
See, growing up in like the 80s,
Would you like butter on that, sir?
early 90s, we didn't have a lot of money. I'm the oldest of four, and I didn't know we were poor, but we were poor. We got the government cheese and all that stuff. But I remember, I knew
because
it was
real.
good.
It was real cheese, not that like shit we buy nowadays.
So I do remember every couple of weeks when my mother would go to the store. So she didn't want to cook. That's when she would come home with the pizza. But it wasn't frozen pizza. It was the refrigerated pizza. In the refrigerated section where the cheese and stuff. And she would get those and put extra cheese on it. I thought we were rich. Because that was like rich people stuff. I look forward to that. And we would have that and watch TGI Friday or TGIF Friday nights. That was like the best. Like one of the best memories of childhood is those pizzas.
And by the way, Andrea still makes those now, but we buy like the $3 thin crust cheap pizzas from Walmart. What brand are they?
They're called Jacks.
Jack.
Because they have no preservatives.
That's right. And it's pretty fucking good. But she still puts the extra cheese on it and everything and cooks it so it's just starting to brown the cheese on top. So, Wordwin says, I made toast pizza yesterday, and growing up, frozen pizza places became a thing. Pizza shops without ovens, they'd make a pie, you'd take it home to cook. I remember those. I never went to one.
I remember those.
I also remember when Little Caesars came into existence.
And they were square.
Yeah, and you'd always get two. They sold them by twos in a. You didn't have a cardboard box. You had this cardboard outline and a big paper bag that went over it. And by the way, when they first came out, they were good.
They were good.
And 10 years later, they were nasty. Then they revamped it. They're okay now.
Well, I remember when I was in my 18, 19, early 20s, and we would order pizza. And one time, the pizza, they had put the soda on top of the pizza so it stuck to the top and they ruined the pizza. They replaced it for free. That was a great day. You still pick the cheese off the top of the box or whatever. Still.
Wait, was it Little Caesars? Because then you were scraping it off the paper.
Yeah, it was Little Caesars.
Oh.
It was still, they had square pizza, and that was their gimmick. That was their thing. Now, have you ever been to a Cece's Pizza? Do you know what that is?
I do.
Okay, for the people that don't know about it, it is a buffet of pizza. Different types of pizzas, and you can go and ask them to make you a pizza with like macaroni and cheese on it or some weird stuff, and they'll do it. But it's a buffet for everybody that comes in, and they'll make whatever you want and then put those pizzas up, and you just get the slices. You get
and it's so nasty.
Oh yeah, but so when Franklin was little, like 4 or 5, and I didn't have money as a single parent to go out for food, but once in a while, like $2.99 buffet, we'd go there. It was all right for that price.
That's fair. You get what you pay for. And the Pizza Hut, by the way, when I was a kid, Andrea, I don't know if you'll remember this or not. Considering you're poor, you might not have gone onto it. Going out to Pizza Hut when I was a kid was a super big treat. And this is like when they first invented the salad bar. Like salad bars were a brand new concept. So you'd walk in and they had the red, they might have even been glass back then instead of plastic, Coca-Cola cups. And you got a soda, which was a rarity for me. And you got a pizza. They didn't have wings and breadsticks and all this other shit. And they had pizza, yeah. And then you had a salad buffet, which as a kid, you're kind of like, why? As an adult, you're kind of like, I'm okay with this. Okay, Wordwind says, I'm going to read a couple comments from Word here. My mom had a hookup at one place. She'd come home with a huge pie, 5 centimeters thick with toppings, and we'd have pizza for days. And, let's see, 5 centimeters thick, just for everybody who's American and doesn't understand metric. What are we looking at? About 1.5 inches thick. Approximately, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe 2 inches. There is a place near one of the places that I work that has, not necessarily that thick, but it is a good inch thick pizza with just the stuff just falls off of it, and you don't have too much crust, but not too little, but it all tastes great. Wordwin also says some of CC's dessert pies are awesome, like apple strudel. Actually, that's true.
I had that, yeah. It was good.
Yeah, that's true. I could definitely go for some of that. So what about Domino's versus Papa John's versus Pizza Hut? Where do we stand, Ed?
I'm probably going to say Domino's just because I really like their thin crust pizza. It's like pizza on a cracker. I really like it. It goes great with beer.
Andrea?
Papa John's. I have, like, if I want delivery pizza like that, I prefer them. I worked for them for a while. So
why do you prefer them?
Why do I prefer them? They put all the stuff underneath the cheese instead of on top of it.
Okay.
And I like
it. So, Wordwin says, as someone who's worked at Pizza Hut and Domino's, Papa John's is better. I wonder if your opinion would change if you had worked at Papa John's also. It's because sometimes... Once you've peeked at the fat old guy behind the curtain, it's not necessarily as magical as it once was.
I was a fat old guy behind the curtain. Pizza.
It's true. American fast food pizza is rather awful. I like Domino's. And the reason I like Domino's is, more recently, their Brooklyn-style pizza. I like that sauce with the quasi-thin crust, but not totally thin crust. It's kind of like a New York pizza, in that it's bigger, it's thinner, but you still get reasonable stuff on it. But I also like, out of the 3 places we've mentioned, Domino's does not have great wings, but it's got the best wings out of the 3 we just mentioned. And their sandwiches are good. Yeah, Andrea?
Papa John's has that garlic butter you could dip in the crust.
That is that, yeah. That's
that stuff is awesome.
Does anybody remember the Pizza Hut Priazzo?
I remember the name. I don't think I ever... Describe it real quick.
No. That was good. It was an actual pie and full of meat and cheese and so forth. And so whatever you would have.
Kind of like the KFC pie bowl, but in pizza world.
Yeah. Pizza world, yeah.
Where it's almost like a quiche without egg, and that you've got a huge, thick pie crust in the... Okay, that's fair. See, Wordwin is having fun. Wordwin says, hold on, gotta scroll up to find it after all that. Back when I had an income, I used to drive 60 miles to get pizza from one place. It was worth the drive. Where Andrea and I currently live, There's no delivery. Nobody delivers out here. So, when we have food like this, we stop to get it, which means we don't get it nearly as often as we might otherwise. But I think it does make it better, because even though it's not great, it's a rarity. It's a special.
Well, and instead of settling for stuff in town, we will drive the extra time to go get them good.
It's true, whether that's Chinese food or whatever. Just like we have a KFC closer, but we'll take a little extra time to go to a Popeyes instead. Sorry, thinking about pizza. But yeah, I like Domino's.
Gotta have pizza this weekend now.
I do have a free pizza from Domino's on my app, Andrea.
Of course you do.
What?
I like pizza. I like pizza all the time.
Hold on. Let's raise a glass to throwing those bits. Thank you. Much appreciated. And thank you for that gift sub.
Around.
What's that?
I like throwing my nuts.
And thank you to that other person for those gift subs earlier. Much appreciated. Okay. What were you saying?
So, you know pizza's good because Pizza the Hut ate itself to death.
But
I think a lot of men, if they could reach, would eat themselves to death. And I would encourage that kind of behavior because they're dumbasses. That was a bit of genius by Mel Brooks, by the way. Pizza the Hut.
Oh, yeah.
And the dripping, gooey pieces falling off of him as he's talking.
And his little, the person by him or whatever, the character by him, just picking pieces and eating.
Because we all do that with pizza, don't we?
Yes.
Do you guys remember the stand-up comics that Pizza Hut got to do their commercials in the 80s? They had like Doug and what's his name, Mackenzie from Saturday Night Live or Second City TV. They had Roseanne Barr, and her commercial. She talked about driving home. This is before she had a TV show when she was just doing stand-up. She talked about driving home with that pizza and how it smells so good, and she can't help. And she eats a piece while driving, that she's got to rearrange the pizza so it doesn't look like there was a piece out of it. And she gets home and somebody's like, why is there only 7 pieces? I
don't remember that.
That was probably in the mid-'80s, so it might have been a bit before. Yeah.
I remember the Noid.
Oh, the Noid.
Yeah, avoid the Noid.
What was that from? Was that Domino's?
Domino's.
Yeah, and what a dumbass campaign. Now, it's memorable, so it served its purpose.
Oh, yeah, it's so stupid, but I remember in school. You see that commercial?
That was when they used to do their 30 minutes or less guaranteed. Pizza's free.
You set it by the clock.
Yeah, back before... yeah. Okay, so let's...
Oops.
Go on. Ed.
Anybody ever see the Julia Roberts movie Mystic Pizza?
Yes.
It ruined my diet.
I've never seen it. Why would it ruin your diet? What happened?
The first time I did Atkins, I lost 40 pounds and I was doing great. Really losing weight. And my ex, you know her, Travis.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to see that movie. She was a huge Julia Roberts fan. Wanted to see that movie, so we got it on video or something and popped it in. And we're sitting there on the couch and we're watching the movie. And there's one scene in there where the guy is just slowly picking up this slice of pizza and the cheese is falling off, and he's slowly. And I just picked up the remote and paused the video and looked right at her. She's like, "Yeah, I want pizza."
Does anybody else think Sandra Bullock is like Julia Roberts 2.0? And Anna Hathaway is Sandra Bullock 2.0?
I like them all.
I do. Though I like Sandra
Same here.
Bullock probably the most for personality, and Anne Hathaway is just really because of Les Mis, an incredible actress.
I've never seen that.
Oh, God, it's incredible.
Incredible, yeah.
Yeah. And Hugh Jackman. Yeah, I know you like him.
Yep.
And they have, what's his name from Gladiator, who sings, and it's clipped and perfect and broken, which fits the character perfectly. Gary, pizza is on cooldown. It's the food thing, where Cogsley asks if you want butter on that. That's on cooldown. Just ignore it and roll on. Cheese pizza at Comet Pizza and Ping Pong. I don't know what Comet Pizza is, but is that where Pixar gets their Planet Pizza from?
The Club.
That sounds weird.
It could be. So, Andrea, what do you have? What were you going to say when I gave...
Okay. It's commercial for pizza, specifically for pizza and local places, and as a slice or something. So it's helping with, all the things going on and restaurants being closed, and it's still helping everybody get their pizza fix and allowing the local pizza businesses to stay afloat. So I just think that's really cool. See, pizza is very important.
It is. And I realize it's pretty much an American invention.
Yeah.
And I've had pizza when I was in Russia. Very different. Like different toppings, different style. It was interesting. And we've talked to our UK friends about how it's a little different there.
That's one thing we didn't have when we went over there.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to get that next time. Maybe go visit Laura and Kevin. It's we'll be like, show us your Cadbury eggs, baby. Well, they have hollow chocolate Easter eggs that they're called minis, but they're size of like 2 fists put together, and they're hollow and they're filled with candy. So, okay, I've got 2 topics. Making our pizza at home. 3 topics. Buying in a grocery store. Nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. There are 2, 3. Anyhow. And then actual pizza parties at work and school. Which one do we want to tackle first? Making it yourself? What you buy in a grocery store? Or parties at work or school?
For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided exceptional care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to give children and healthcare heroes a reason to believe this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday.
I don't know.
Okay, let's start with parties. We've all been at work, which, by the way, if there's any kind of food party now, don't we all behave differently because of the pandemic and touching food other people touched?
No, I usually still don't.
See, Andrea always just didn't. What about you, Ed?
Are you talking about a work food party?
Yeah.
I haven't had any since the pandemic.
Okay. See, when I do it, because of where I work, we wear masks all the time. We wear gloves all the time. So I just put on fresh gloves and I'll serve everybody. So nobody has to worry. It's a fresh pair of gloves. So that's my behavioral difference at a work pizza party now. By the way, does work pizza parties feel like a throwback to school for anybody else, and it just kind of falls short no matter what?
Never had one.
Andrea?
No. Because, okay, school pizza parties, I don't know if we ever really had any that didn't involve school pizza.
Oh,
we didn't have pizza.
It wasn't pizza ordered out? It was actually school pizza at your school pizza parties?
Yeah, if we had any, it wasn't, anyway.
And by the way, when I say school pizza party. It could be summer camp, anything before you were of adult age, that kind of thing.
Never had any.
So, well, it depends on the job. My last job, they would just buy a bunch of pizza. It wouldn't be a party. It would just be pizza for, everybody that works there. And they would buy pizza and leave it there, and it would sit all day. If you got some, you got some. Depending on the day, sometimes it's cold or it was gone or whatever. My current employer, they order pizza throughout the day and have it brought throughout the day, so everybody has a chance to get a hot piece of pizza that hasn't been scavenged over. So now the only time I will get pizza or any food at work or whatever is if I'm the first person to get it out of there, or if it's already pre-packed. That was before pandemic, just because people.
Okay, Word just posted a picture to chat. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But do we all remember as kids, they had these little plastic 3-leg supports for the center of the pizza box that we would then take and use as little end tables for our action figures or Barbie dolls? Now, Ed, that might be a couple years after you when you had action figures. He just posted a picture of a pizza with one of those, and it's got a picture of the pizza, but then it has these little plastic lawn chairs, like what we just got rid of last year, Andrea, and we got the new chairs sitting around it. They're like, this one pizza place has these little tables, and they have little chairs that they put around it when they deliver your pizza.
All right, let's see.
Oh my God. That is great. And by the way...
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can I get that, please?
Andrea's Legos will be sitting in them and shit.
No, I have a little fairy garden on my shelf that would fit perfectly with that decor.
Andrea will be on... What is that cheap-ass party website where you can order all the party favors from?
Oriental Trading.
Oriental Trading. She'll be on that looking for like little mini chairs. Get a bag of 50. So here's what I'll say about work pizza parties. They suck. Yeah, you get pizza. By the way, when I worked at Amazon, the way they would do it is they'd have this big stack of 20 boxes of pizza, and you'd walk by, and safety would be dishing out one slice per person. So nobody gets more than anybody else. But also, here's what jobs are missing with pizza party. The reason the word party is on there is because it's supposed to be a social occasion. And, yeah, when you don't have the social... What's that? What, Andrew?
I said nobody socializes.
Right.
Right. And, by the way, Wordwin posted a picture of the Nun Pizza. This is apparently a meme. Somebody ordered pizza from, I guess, Domino's. And you could choose what toppings. And they chose no cheese, no sauce, normal beef. So they got the dry pizza crust and like mini meatballs scattered across it. Like, not even like round meatballs.
Would you
They're
like
just
butter or not, sir?
Yeah, that's right. Left beef. It's only on the left side of the pizza. And it's just scattered. Apparently, yeah, this became a thing. I mean, okay. Have any of you ever been to one of those parties where they order like 10 or more boxes of pizza and you just have this huge stack of pizza boxes of a bunch of different kinds?
Nope.
I guess so.
You know, Ed, it makes me next time we go camping, which, by the way, next time we go camping, I have somebody else I might invite. Who...
Okay,
Is it me?
Well, you're always invited to everything, Andrea.
We've done pizza camping too before.
By the way, why do people get into a relationship and then never invite their other half to things they do socially? What the fuck is up with that?
I don't know.
It's stupid.
But,
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you. So that means making pizza over a campfire?
We got a pizza oven that fits on our Camp Chef cook stove. And,
Of course
yeah.
you do.
So I recently discovered one of the writers that I enjoy the most lives in Luray, Virginia.
Ah.
And in one of his author notes, he's like, if you're ever in the area, drop me an email. We'll see if we can't get together and have a drink. And he also mentioned he recently bought a teardrop camper in 2020 or late 2019. Right. And he lives in Luray. And I'm like, you know what? Next time I go camping, I'm going to reach out to him and let him know he's welcome to join us.
Absolutely.
And I will also let him know I'm the only one that's read his books. He's not going to be swarmed with groupies. It's just going to be a cool, laid-back, kick-back type thing.
But if he's got a really cool teardrop, he's going to be, like...
Well, that's different.
A Mac. Yeah.
What, Andrea?
Just one groupie.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate how he phrases certain things. This is one I was telling you about the other night, Andrew, where I'm reading his latest series, and it goes into the history of his world. My friends are for different purposes than my partners. No, that's fair, Tuesday. That's fair. It's, No, wait a minute. Hold on. No, you're answering the question of why you don't invite your partner on social things. Are you being sarcastic, Tuesday? Are you... or are you mocking people who do this? Word, Ed has known me for 23 years now. By the way, Word said, got to keep them separate in case the breakup goes badly. And Tuesday says, I'm serious. But here's the deal. When I broke up with my ex-wife, Ed knew us both, met me, I was with her, so kind of became friends with both of us at the same time. And I have never begrudged anybody for choosing her over me or being friends with both of us. And I try to keep my mouth shut about her. So I never make them feel awkward. Until I realize they're not her friend anymore. Then they get minimal. Because, frankly, I don't feel like dwelling on shit. It's like, Andrea... Yes? Ed?
My ex-wife's best friend since high school. When my ex and I broke up, I got her best friend in the divorce. I mean, she even bought a house right next to me. I can step off of my deck right onto hers.
Yeah, you can, which is, speaking of awkward.
But they don't talk anymore.
So here's what I was suggesting, Ed. Next time we go camping, if there is a pizza place right outside of the campground or somewhere reasonably close, like there's that town that's like 10 minutes away, maybe I'll pick up 3 pizzas for the first night. I can't imagine us needing more than 3. Even if there's 6 or 8 of us, I can't imagine us. Because we're adults. We don't eat a whole pizza each anymore.
Maybe you don't.
No, I can, but I don't.
The next time you guys come up, we got to order Foxton Pizza. They only have like 2 establishments in this area. It is fucking phenomenal. And it's not expensive.
What's it called?
I mean, you get Foxton Pizza.
Okay, and what do you get?
Pizza.
You can get a large, big fucking pizza, almost 3 feet long, for like $25.
Really? Okay, I imagine
Okay,
one...
so when are we going to schedule this?
It sounds like we need to start scheduling it already, doesn't it?
Probably in May. We'll set a date.
That sounds reasonable. Can we do the mountain one?
The mountain.
It's the one I always like. Where you were chased by a bear.
Oh.
You're talking about camping.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just talking about next time you guys come up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was just talking about going over and getting pizza.
I was talking about camping still. I'm sorry. I'm behind the times.
Yeah. We'll do Loft Mountain in the fall. That's our fall camp.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to make sure we make it. Loft Mountain? That's not the one I'm talking about.
We used to go to Big Meadows, but now we go a little bit further south because the campsites are better.
Okay. I'm good with that then. I trust you. Just the other ones felt so close.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about making our own pizzas? at home or what we pick up in grocery stores. Because in grocery stores, you have your frozen pizzas. You have your refrigerated pizzas that are now coming back. And then you have the buy all the shit yourself and do it yourself. Andrea, I see you're like making...
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, they have the ones where you could buy the bread, you could buy the sauce, you could buy the this and the that and that and put it together. Okay. None of it's frozen or, whatever. Like, the bread is vacuum sealed and all that stuff. Then there is the box kit. I don't know if they still make this, but it was like Chef Boyardee pizza in a box. And it had this powder. You add water and you make this dough that never comes out like the box. And it always sticks to everything. And this little tin can of sauce. And
I know what you're talking about. That's
gross.
Yeah, I agree.
It's gross.
Oh, good. I'm so glad to hear that.
No. But I think everybody should try it once because it's a great experiment to show you what not to do.
If you're going to do your own, build your own, buy the pre-made crust or get a recipe to make it yourself. Buy a jar of marinara and use that. And whether it's chunky or smooth, like peanut butter, use that and then what the toppings you want. And by the way, check your cheese, make sure it's real cheese. Go ahead, sorry.
But I was going to that. So now in the section where they have the crust, the pre-made crust and everything, over the years they've come out with some great things. Not just a ragu in a can pizza sauce. They have some that's like roasted garlic, this and that. They have some really good stuff now. So the advances in pizza technology are kind of impressive.
What about you, Ed? What do you pick up at the grocery store?
If we're feeling like we want to be fancy and make our own crust, we usually make our own crust out of Bisquick.
Okay.
Or we just buy the pre-made crust. And we go, I forget the brand, but we use spaghetti sauces for our pizza sauce because you can get the roasted tomato and the garlic and yada yada.
That's what we were just talking about, where I mentioned marinara and she mentioned the roasted garlic and whatever.
If I'm headed home from work and I want something really quick snack, Giorno.
See, we go straight. We go straight for the Jacks, the cheap pizza with no added preservatives, because Andrea gets a reaction to preservatives.
But once in a while, I love some DiGiorno stuffed crust. Oh, I love the cheese. And I eat pizza weird. I scrape all the stuff off, and I eat that. The crust is just a carrier to cook the cheese.
That's the way Teresa eats hers.
Andrea is very worried.
Stuffed crust, yeah, and the DiGiorno stuffed crust, there's a way to open up the crust to scoop out that cooked cheese.
No, do you cut it down the middle, or do you peel it from the base crust and fold it back?
Peel it from the base.
And by the way,
if you let it cool off just a bit, it's like a giant cheese stick that goes all the way around.
And Andrea, when we first got together, was very worried about a couple of things. First of all, how she ate pizza. Second of all, how she ate Doritos. And I have since reassured her, you fucking eat whatever you want, however you want. You paid for it. You're an adult.
As long as it's you.
And by the way, flashing back to a previous comment where we're talking about friends and partners with that tangent. Tuesday says, I don't mind my partners meeting my friends or getting to know them, but I'm not going to involve them what I need the others for. Friends don't need to fulfill what I need in my partner, nor should I expect my partner to do what I need my friends for. I'm not going to place all my needs on any one person. That's selfish of me. And I agree with that, Tuesday. But what I'm saying is there's some people that never even get the option of hanging out with the other person's friends.
Show topic.
Oh, it might be. It might be. We might have to write that down. And Word says I get cheap cheese pie from Walmart, put my own toppings on it. Okay, here's another different way of eating Doritos. I pour Doritos on a plate and eat them with a fork.
Do you crush them up first? I mean, how?
Or do you just slide the tines of the fork between a Dorito and deliver it to your mouth that way? Because Andrea... Go ahead.
No.
No?
Go ahead.
Andrea
Because I don't want to
Butter or
talk
nuts,
about it.
doesn't actually like to eat a Dorito. She likes to lick the cheese off of it. So she puts it in her mouth, sucks all the cheese off of it, turns it over, does it with the other side, and drops the Dorito.
Hell, I just like to watch that.
It's not like a chocolate banana or anything.
I put it in a bowl, and then there's this whole bowl of naked Dorito.
Yeah, she doesn't like put it back in the bag or anything. And Tuesday says, I love pizza, but if I'm getting one, it usually just because I'm feeling lazy and don't want to cook. I just order from a place that has everything that I would want on it. I don't see the purpose of altering a cheap pizza. Okay, so one thing I do like at grocery stores is they've started bringing back the refrigerated pizza. And I kind of like that because it feels more fresh made. So when it comes down to buying a frozen pizza before compared to a refrigerated one, I always look at the refrigerated first. And I guess Walmart in particular. What, Andrea?
Okay, I want to comment. Altering the cheap pizzas. They're a base. They're like what I see jar spaghetti sauce as. It's just a base. It's a starter. It is meant to be embellished and made personal. That's my opinion. That's how I see it. I just see it. It's the base.
Hold on, I'm typing. You guys can talk.
I'm watching the type.
There we go. Everybody's wondering why Cogsley keeps on saying, would you like butter on that? Or there's a cooldown timer on it. So each time somebody triggers it and it's on cooldown, Cogsley, our channel bot, lets everybody know that item's on cooldown. And I can't shut that off. I've tried. I can't shut it off. So it lets you know. Yeah, it's food-related words. And I put common food-related words in there. So when we have a topic like pizza, it's going to trigger a lot.
That's why he turned it off.
Well, I didn't turn it off. It's still triggering once in a while. But it's still got like a 3-minute cooldown because I didn't want, a conversation like this triggering it a whole bunch of times. Instead, it triggers the thing.
Gotcha.
Okay, that's for everybody on podcasts wondering what the hell are they talking about. Okay, so we've got a couple minutes left in this episode. Favorite pizza? Whether it's
pizza.
Brand,
Okay.
And if you're going to go with a brand, then you got to go with what toppings you want. But you can just skip the brand and go straight to favorite toppings. But your favorite pizza, if you could order one pizza that you love the most, what is it? Ed?
Pizza.
So, Little Caesars in specific?
No. Nah. Just any. It's got to have a lot of meat on it.
Which?
Sausage, pepperoni, ham, bacon, brand. I don't care. It's got to have a lot of meat on it.
Andrea?
If I'm ordering a pizza from a place, I prefer thin crust, extra cheese, and onion. If I'm getting a frozen pizza, Jack's cheese pizza, add extra cheese.
And fresh pepperoni. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And Tuesday says, it seems like that you and I use pizza for different reasons. I eat it for convenience, you eat it for what it is. And that's fair. Word says, when I want a pizza, I like my own toppings. Like for a Hawaiian, I saute fresh pineapple with garlic and ginger and scatter prosciutto on the pie. And Gary says, I like plain cheese pizza now. My pizza varies with the mood. Now, if I had a place like Rosa's, that place that I mentioned earlier that makes it like this thick and the toppings just tumble off of it, maybe then I would get picky. But when we come to the fast food restaurants, yeah, it just depends on my mood, and what I want, and the same with. But if I can make my ultimate pizza, pepperoni is more of a comfort food for me because of past, as opposed to I like it a lot. I would make it with good, real cheese, and probably a 2 cheese blend. Mozzarella and something else not yellow. Because I want a little bite, I want a little sharp. Maybe white cheddar would be okay. But I don't think regular cheddar does anything for a pizza. And I would want real sausage, not the sausage we get out of pizza places, because they have crap sausage. I do love onion on it, though. And I like mushroom, but Andrea's allergic to mushroom, so I don't get that. But I think I like mushroom because it's a different texture, not because of the flavor. Mm-hmm. It just gives something on that. And when it comes to all meat pizzas, I just don't get enough individual flavors. And I feel like ground beef is almost just like filler meat.
I don't like ground beef on there.
Yeah, so you want the
sausage, pepperoni. I want flavorful meat.
You want the flavorful meat. And see, I love...
I'll even skip ham. Just put bacon.
You see, ham doesn't have a lot of enhancement to a pie for me. But your pepperoni, your sausage, and bacon. I like bacon for bacon. I've got tired of it on other things. So that sausage and pepperoni, especially with some onion now and then, yeah. Gary says, I want to taste the cheese. I'm sorry, he wants to taste the cheese, not touch the cheese. That's awkward when he's at the work pizza party. I love how it feels. I want a chorizo pizza, says Tuesday, for the first time I had a chorizo pizza for the first time last week. It was really good. That's fair. I wouldn't mind trying a chorizo and Mexican blend cheese pizza.
Sounds delicious.
And Word says, I do a Mexican baked spaghetti with chorizo and fiesta cheese mix. That's interesting. Especially if you could bake that cheese into hard shell. Gary says, fresh mozzarella feels good and squishy. It's all warm and soft from being in his pocket. That's a Ferris Bueller throwback about gummy bears. I like to make them with different cheeses or do Mexican with chorizo and that yummy white cheese. Yeah, that yummy white cheese is nice. Okay. Final thoughts on Pizza Party, Ed?
Let's do it. Soon.
Sounds good. And now, when we come over and do this, are we just ordering from that one place you mentioned?
Oh, Pakistan's. You gotta have it.
Okay. Andrew, closing thoughts?
Do they deliver?
Yes.
I'm in.
Right here where I live.
Do you want espresso for afterwards?
Delivery.
Oh, sure, we can do that.
Bring the espresso machine, order some pizza, eat the pizza, espresso what? Tuesday says, mozzarella feels like a cold boob. I don't know how I feel about it.
Leave the cats extra food and water so you can spend the night.
Wait, what, Ed?
Leave the cats extra food and water so you can spend the night.
Okay. Andrew, what'd you say about boobs and cheese?
Which one do you not know about? The boobs or the cheese?
I just wonder if it's a mozzarella boob, what's the nipple made of?
Tiny pepperonis.
Okay. Let's wrap this up and send everybody out with dreams of pizza. Here's to, well, once again, just enjoying the small things in life. And let's face it, pizza is one of the small things.
Here, here.
Hey, we'll take this other closing toast. Instead of from Cogsley, we'll take it from Wordowin. Wordowin quotes themselves as saying, writing without personality is a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
Or porn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, where's our closing music? Cogsley, hit it. Before we go, I want to remind everyone that you can email us at talkofthetavernshow@gmail.com to let us know your thoughts on the show's topic, suggest another topic that you'd like to hear us discuss, or just have us read a message out on air to someone in your life. Thanks for supporting the show by downloading the podcast, sharing it on social media, grabbing some shirt stickers and mugs from bit.ly/tavernmerch, or barware patches and hats from bit.ly/tavernmerch2. That's bit.ly/tavernmerch or tavernmerch and the number 2. Thanks to everyone who joined us live at twitch.tv/Travis Tavern Talk, and everyone who supports the tavern by subscribing, hosting, throwing bits, raids, and most of all, commenting. Thanks for joining us in the discussion shenanigans tonight. You are the one thing that makes the show what it is. Don't forget to join us at the tavern next week. Until then, have fun, keep learning, and be good to one another. Now, raise your glass in good cheer. Enjoy the small moments every day and steamy dreams every night.
This holiday season, we all wish for hope and healing. Children and families who spend their holidays at the hospital deserve a reason to believe in first steps, in giggles, high fives, and hugs. For 150 years, Children's National Hospital has provided world-class care and groundbreaking research. Please donate today to help patients and healthcare heroes this holiday season. Visit childrensnational.org/holiday. That's childrensnational.org/holiday.
Holidays are here, and so is fashionable fitness. Gift yourself a Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G, a phone that folds in half to literally stand on its own. Pair it with the Galaxy Watch 4 for ultimate wellness and wow factor. Check health stats, flex personal records. Over 90 activities can be tracked, like biking, swimming, golfing, and more. Invest in yourself with tech made to crush goals. Holidays open up with Galaxy. Shop it all at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier. Products sold separately.